What is up, YouTube? This is a 7-foot Sasquatch from ATBL once more. Today I got for you a Minecraft tutorial, special, really. I'm gonna do a couple of tutorials on just a couple of miscellaneous little things, because, you know, it's been a little while. And this is my temple of the Sasquatch. It was gonna do something else, but then it was, you know, late at night, couldn't sleep, I got bored, and it turned into a giant lava pyramid of doom. Oh man. Oh, one more little note here before we start on the actual Minecraft stuff. You might have noticed that when you try to place lava on the spawn area, it doesn't let you. Well, if you have a lava source block flowing into the spawn area, it actually lets you. See, hold on, I'll show you here. See how it's giving me that notice? Or if I try to put lava in pre-existing lava, it gives me the notice that I can't do it. Well, if you have lava flowing into it, it actually works, surprisingly enough. But yeah, this is my temple of the Sasquatch here. Alright, let's get rolling with the Minecraft Redstone stuff. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. So, first of all, I'm going to go over my, well, it's not necessarily mine, but it's more like, I got an idea from a YouTuber. I was watching somebody's YouTube channel, and they had this specific thing I'm about to show you, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I tried to replicate it, and I'm going to show it to you guys now. So as you can see, you just walk into a room, doesn't look like anything. All of a sudden, wa-ching! Everything's appearing. Got 3 chests per compartment, plus the, what's this thing called? Crafting bench. And in the middle here we have a couple of furnaces. And then you walk back out over the pressure plates. Everything closes back up. So, the way this works is actually really simple. First of all, we got our T flip-flop here. And if you guys don't know what that is, I will show you momentarily. But we have a T flip-flop here. The top part of the T flip-flop activates the pressure plates. And then we connect it to our bottom pistons, which are 3 sets here, 3 sets over there, and the middle set for the furnaces. All of these repeaters, the only purpose these repeaters are really serving is the delay. How when I activated my pressure plate, they all sort of went in a sequence instead of all at once. That's really all these serve. Otherwise you wouldn't need all these repeaters, you could just keep it at 1 on its first tick. But you set up all these in such a way that, you know, they delay the way you want them to. And then you could leave it at that, but I had to go a step further and I did the top part. So all I did is after connecting all those, I let a line out here, connected it to the top part, and I just did the exact same thing I did down below, but since the repeaters here, here, and down here already gave 1 tick, so there's 1 tick right here, and then another tick for these, so they already had 2 ticks of delay, and so I didn't have to use as many repeaters on the top. So I just matched up the repeaters to be the same as the other repeaters, and so the top and bottom pistons both fire in sync. And that gives you this cool looking storage area. So if you wanted to, you wouldn't have to use pressure plates. You could have like a button in your room somewhere inside of your house, and so you're walking inside your underground base and it just looks like this normal corridor, and then you could hit a button somewhere and it would activate the actual cool hidden area or something with all your chests. But you can use your imagination on that one. I'm actually gonna activate that when I walk out. Alright, so as promised, I'll go over the T flip-flop. So as you can see here, I have a button connected to this really small, compact little device here. Press the button, and the button, in a sense, basically acts like a switch, but instead of being a pulse, it's an actual, like, on and off signal. So the way to build this is fairly quick and easy. First of all, you're going to need regular pistons, not sticky. So grab yourself some regular pistons. And as you can see here, I have them set 1, 2, 3, 4. I have them set 2 blocks apart. So do that thing, right? 2 blocks apart. Dig out a trench down here and put a torch on one end of the trench, not both. Then put a block, 1 block in here, not 2. Don't fill it up all the way, just 1 block. And then cover the top. 2 torches on either side. Make sure you put the block in here before you activate the pistons with the torches. That's important. And then connect the 2 with the line at the top. And then of course, however which way you're going to activate your T flip-flop, which in this case I'm using a button. And then your output would be right where that torch is. So whenever the block is here, the block is powered. It gives you power through your line. Press the button, and it shuts it back off. So, you know, different nefarious purposes you might come up with. I might have said that wrong, but who cares. Next, I want to show you guys the piston repeater. So what this does is basically it cuts down on the delay it takes for shutting off something. So first I'll do your normal repeaters. I have a whole giant line that takes 4 repeaters to come back and power this piston. Right? Each time I activate the lever, it takes it about a second or 2 to actually get over here to the piston and activate it. Now let's try the piston repeater. About the same amount of time turning on, but turning off is instant. So you might find a use for that. I don't actually have a use for it, but I know other people make crazy stuff that this would actually help, like those Minecraft computers or something like that. So turning off is instantaneous, and this is actually really easy to do. So you find wherever your signal is dying out. So if it was dying out right about here, you would shorten it back 1 block and connect it to a repeater, or connect it to a piston, I'm sorry, just like I done here. Then put a block on your piston. This is going to be a sticky piston, by the way. Put a block on your piston, and then create a hole with a torch in it. And so, as you saw, when the line gets powered, it runs out right about here, but it powers this piston, which renews the signal, and it gives you that whoa, sorry about that. It gives you that awesome, like, no delay factor when you're turning your stuff back off. This right here is the name I wrote here, a crazy pulsar. It is just, that's really the only proper name for it, but it's really buggy, by the way, so I wouldn't rely on this on actually using it in something, but it is pretty fun to play with, so. Pretty crazy. Let me shut this back off here. All it is it's 2 blocks with redstone on either side, and then you connect them over the top here, and then I connected them through the side right here with these 3 blocks or these 3 pieces of redstone also, and that gives you the psychotically crazy fast repeater that I don't really think you'd ever need to use, but you could hook up a dispenser to it and make some sort of cool, like, machine gun trap or whatever. You guys can use your imagination with that. XOR gate, inverter, right? Inverter's pretty simple. We have our loop circuit, which is just it's just repeaters going in the same motion. You can see all the arrows are facing the same direction. Connect them in the corners with redstone. Then to power it, you just give it a quick power source, kind of like that. And it's just going to go around and around and around and around, so you can kind of put some pistons on it. And then depending on the delay you have will determine how fast it actually goes. So that's pretty cool. We have the bud switch over here, the infamous bud switch. So as the name applies here, bud switch means block update detector, I believe. Yeah, block update detector. So anytime anything happens around this piston, the machine gives out a pulse. So here, let me power something. Let me connect something to our bud switch here so you can actually see it working. And of course you could invert the signal and play around with it, but that's what it looks like right now. So if I place a block, pulses, right? The piston shut off for a second. Destroy the block, it pulses. And not only placing blocks affects this, actually you can use furnaces. When the furnace turns off and on, it'll do the same thing. A jukebox, if you have a jukebox next to the piston and you put a disc inside, it'll activate, and then when the song is over and the disc pops back out, it'll also activate. If you put the front end of a bed, the pillow end, next to the piston, sleeping in your bed will activate it. So there's different things you could do with it. But of course, as you guys saw, the pulse was really short. There's not really much of a use you could do with that. So what we use, and along with that bud switch, is this, which is a pulse extender. So you press the button, and instead of the button's pulse being only like a fraction of a second, the button's pulse turns into a much longer pulse. So once again, I'll hook up something to it so you guys can check it out. Right? The piston stays on, and then shuts back off. In comparison to a normal button, which would do this. Not really all that long. So I'll build it for you guys real quick. So first, put it down a repeater, make a hole next to it, and then connect the repeater back to itself like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put a piston and a block like so, just like that. Sorry about the dark here, I'll put a light source. And then what you're going to do is you're going to connect the piston to the repeater. And the piston has to be powered by the side that this arrow on the repeater is pointing at. So you can't connect it from this side. You have to connect it from this side right here where the arrow is pointing. So create a little square shape or octagon, or not octagon, what the hell am I thinking? Rectangle. And then what you're gonna do is just fill it up with repeaters. The corners you can't do, but everywhere else, fill it up with repeaters and max out their tick. And then that's going to basically be it. Your output would be connecting right about there. You could connect your button to like on top of this or something like that if it's hidden underground. And that's basically it. So as you guys can see, the more repeaters you have, the more delay it's going to have. The less repeaters you have, the less delay it's going to have. So that'll help you modify your various things along with the bud switch. And the last but not least, we have the T bud switch. And what this does, it's pretty much the same thing as the bud switch, but instead of giving a pulse, it actually just shuts on and off. So the block updated beside it, it turned off the piston. The block updates again, and it turns the piston on. And once again you can, oh, there's a chicken in there. Once again you can do this with furnaces. Like I had a sign here that I was gonna do something with, but that's for another purpose. You can use furnaces, you can use beds, you can use, I'm assuming you could probably put a piston next to it and you could like have it activating itself over and over. That would be pretty cool to see. And just, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, I hope you guys learned something. Maybe got inspired you to go create some more redstone stuff. And tell you what, if you guys invent something cool with redstone, whether it was something that I taught you or it was something that you've just found out on your own from a different source, I want you guys to make a video of it and post a video as a video response, and then I'll come check it out and we can post the video response. Or if you guys want to, you can join my server here and you can build it for me and we'll do a redstone tutorial together on our channel, on this channel. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something, and Sasquatch is out. Hey guys, one more thing before we go. I actually just realized when I stopped recording the video that I forgot to show you an actual building process of the bud switch. I got so into just, for the most part, just showing you the stuff that I forgot to build this. So I'll build one for you guys real quick. I'll build this one, and I will build the other one that I showed you guys. So this is the one that just gives out the pulse here. So what you're going to do first is you're going to lay down your piston. You're going to put a block in front of your piston, and then you're going to dig a hole and put a torch in it. And then you're going to put some redstone down in front of the hole here, so you can see. Put a block down in front of your redstone, put a torch in there, or on top of the block, there you go. Stack a block on top of this torch, like so. And then put another block, a space above your piston. And then link the two gaps, like so, just like that. And then you're going to put down a repeater facing the piston, up above it like that. And then you're going to put down 2 redstone. And that would be it. That is literally, that's it. It's 3 tall by 1 wide. Well, I guess you could say it's 4 tall because of that. But yeah, it's fairly compact. And finally, last but not least, we have the T-bud switch, which is equally simple, easy to remember. Chicken not included. Alright, so what you're going to do first is you're going to, once again, put down your piston first. Put down your block, and then underneath the block that your piston is currently holding, put a torch underneath it like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do something like that. You're going to have a block diagonal from your piston here, and then you're going to put 2 more blocks after this gap, right, just like that. And then you're going to simply just connect them with redstone, with the exception of having your repeater up here connecting to your diagonal block. And that's it. Your outputs are pretty much anywhere along this block, or along that line right there. And for your other device, your output, the one that I use is this torch here at the very end, but I'm assuming you could also make it work with this line right here. So yeah guys, this time I'm out for real. Alright, see you guys later.